Ma recently discovered something so devastating that she lost all self-control. Whom was it addressed to? It was none other than Claressa Shields, the woman she had online referred to as her younger sister. After months of rumors and whispers, the truth about Papoose's betrayal has finally surfaced. What happened behind the scenes will leave you feeling incredibly unsettled, and Remy is currently on a combat path. One example of how loyalty endured in the hip-hop business was the romance between Remy Ma and Papoose, the person who stayed by Remy's side after she was sent to jail. He visited her, cared for her son as though he were his own, and waited for her release for years. Their story seemed to be about a special kind of love that was strong and unbreakable and was founded on years of sacrifice. After watching their wedding on TV and hearing them speak well of one another, fans were convinced that nothing could ever separate them. There are often subtle fissures in even the strongest seeming relationships, and in this case, those fissures were progressively growing. Despite her efforts to ignore them, Remy reassured herself that love would be enough and that Papoose would always behave properly. However, love does not stop betrayal. She is now living proof of it. There was more to Claressa Shields than just a friend. Because Remy had faith in her, she publicly and privately supported her. Remy invited her as family to everything from music award shows to boxing competitions. Supporters viewed it as just another example of Remy giving a black woman a more prominent platform. But beneath those smiles and staged photos, something else was growing. Papoose and Claressa started spending more time together. The first explanation was fitness training, which was followed by private meals, secret direct messaging, and late night texting. Remy was not prepared for that. She had different methods of loving these two people. She never imagined that they would push things too far and ruin everything. What seemed like friendly banter and companionship turned out to be very nasty. A man who had just been kicked out of heaven. Fat Joe, one of Rhee's closest friends in the industry, also refused to speak out about the incident. All of it was in that silence. Remy's family and closest friends were getting closer. Claressa tried to carry on as if nothing had happened, but her nervousness followed. Emojis of snakes were everywhere in her words, while her team stayed mute. Many noticed that she stopped posting images of Remy or even mentioning her name. The internet wasted no time at all. Fans searched far and wide for clues that had been hidden in plain sight. Some retaliated. Earlier video from Ray's tour, where Papoose wasn't there and Claressa seemed unduly intrigued, people started to conjecture that the affair had started far earlier than originally thought. Perhaps even in light of Remy's most recent legal troubles. After enlarging Claressa's most recent photos, some on TikTok claimed that she looked pregnant. Discussions sprang up on Reddit boards. One user claimed that Remy knew all along but decided to keep quiet to protect her reputation. Claressa, according to another, was merely a diversion from the more significant problems in the marriage. But there was one thing clear. Nobody believed that this was merely a misunderstanding. The betrayal appeared to be too sincere, extensive, and soiled to be anything other than intentional. At this point, everyone is observing to see what comes next. Remy has reportedly been in contact with divorce lawyers and is preparing to leave Papoose permanently. Conversely, Claressa no longer uses social media. She disabled comments and canceled 2 appearances. Papoose has left the place. No interviews, no apologies, no explanations. No interviews, no apologies, no explanations. The majority believe that the harm is too significant, even though some supporters still hold out hope that Remy and Pap will get back together, according to industry speculations. Remy might utilize this tragedy as the inspiration for a disc single that dispels all doubt and a lyrical assault. Fans are ready for her to reclaim her power through music. She wouldn't be the first to do so. What they want is the raw. When the facts came to light, there was no room for denial. A close friend or family member of the couple finally came clean after they had seen too much and kept quiet for too long. They showed indications Toppet mentioned intimacy and confidence that went beyond friendship. Remy expected that was inexplicable. Remy. In their messages, Papoose and Claressa discussed intimacy and trust that went beyond friendship. Remy expected Papoose to react to him with anger, denial, and possibly even lies. However, he made no denials. He remained silent. Moreover, the pain of that silence was greater than that of any acknowledgement. At that moment, Remy realized she had lost something she would never be able to regain. She wasn't broken by Papoose alone, though. When Claressa pressed her for an answer, she claimed to be stupid. She denied everything while acting confused and even agitated. That performance was the final straw for Remy. Then there was pure fire. Remy and Claressa entered a private conversation a contentious dispute behind closed doors that some locals claimed descended into violence. Security needed to step in. Reports state that after Papoose told her that their marriage was over, Claressa tried to play the victim once more. That explanation was ineffective. Remy lost it. She screamed at Claressa. Witnesses claim that after I let you inside my home, you stabbed me in the back. She released all of the anger, betrayal, and anguish she had been holding inside. The next day, Remy made it clear where she stood. She cut off all contact with Claressa, removed her from social media, and barred her from any further interactions. Looks that she was not enjoying herself. Now that the dispute had formally started, Remy's primary concern was protecting her own reputation. The repercussions were swift and severe. Within hours of the explosion, people started to notice changes. Ray's sister unfollowed Claressa on Instagram and made cryptic remarks about betraying her and having fake friends. Papoose's siblings, who are typically vocal on the internet, became silent. Claressa was fired from an event that Remy was planning, but no justification was given. Despite the fact that Papoose had children from a prior relationship, they managed holiday photos, birthday parties, and cookouts were all examples of unity. In 2018, after a long period of infertility, Remy gave birth to their daughter, whom they lovingly called the Golden Child. That baby was their miracle. They had gone through the heartbreak of losing a loved one, the struggle of fertility treatments, and finally, the joy of life. As a result, fans felt even more connected to them. You weren't only looking at celebrities, you were following a real couple's journey. Even though everything seemed there was a quiet procedure going on behind the scenes to make it perfect. Minor changes, fewer matched listings, and fewer shared appearances. Everyone knew, but nobody wanted to believe it.